Hey, awesome people of YouTube, welcome back to another Space Marine 2 build guide. In this one, we're going to be talking about Bulwark. Bulwark is an amazing defensive tank who can also be a huge support team member. Now, the build and the class itself, well, they're not going to be the highest damage, right? They're not going to be the highest skill count usually, but they'll be a huge team support, right? Be a huge team helper. So, as we all know, the Bulwark does not have primary, so you're going to be relying on your pistol and your melee weapon. But before we get started, I just want to say that if you do enjoy this type of videos, do let me know by leaving a like, comment, and especially subscribing. It helps tremendously. We also do stream every single day from around 4 p.m. Eastern, right? And this weekend, Sunday the 29th, we'll be doing cooking stream. Also, we do have our own Discord. All those links are down in the description. But let's get back into the build. As you can see on the screen, you are going to be primarily utilizing the melee weapon and occasionally a plasma pistol to eliminate some snipers or Tyranid warriors or whoever, just pretty much majority's enemies or higher. Now, with that said, let's look at our perk trees. Now, this is the perk tree that I run. I'm going to quickly go over them and some of the stuff that you can sometimes run. Now, for the first column, we have Conviction. When your armor is fully depleted, you take 25% less health damage for 5 seconds. It is massive. Yes, it only happens when you lose armor. It can be annoying, but with the recent patch that came out, technically 2 days ago, when you shield bash, right, or just dodge, or sorry, not dodge, shield bash or parry even minority enemies, you get armor slots, so you can kind of proc it pretty decently. Now, you can go with an intimidating aura, but that is if you perfect parry a lot. I sometimes struggle with that, so I don't take it, but it's also really really nice perk. Now, if you shield bash, full momentum can be not bad perk. Now, for second column, shock and out is huge because enemies in shock area take 25% more damage, and that is huge. So enemies taking more damage which means you get rid of them faster. You get that shock area, by getting defensive advantage in the third column, which means perfectly timed parry creates a shock area for 5 seconds with a cooldown of 30 seconds. Right? Try to perfectly time parry as much, but most of the time it doesn't work. But once it does, I have the shock area and the enemies within it take 25% damage, which is massive. Now for the team perk, you definitely want to take advanced conditioning, because contested health fades 50% more slowly for all squad members. And with the patch, the medkits, they now not only heal your contested health fully, but the actual health that is supposed to. So that will be huge, especially if you just got absolutely bombardment. You went from, like, let's say 75% health to literally almost no health. And you have one medkit, you can pop that and you get contested health because it'll be fading slower, and the actual healing. Now, in the gear, definitely want to take concussive force, so your shield bashes do more damage. Second column, you want to take invigorating icon. Banner is activated, all squad members should gain maximum contested health. Huge support perk. And in the third column, you want to take rejuvenating effect. When the banner is activated, it revives incapacitated members within its area of effect. Now, you might be wondering, why not Glorious Shield, where they take 10% less damage? Or Inspiration, where they deal 10% more damage? Well, because rejuvenating effect, not only does it revive your teammates, but if you drop it, all teammates within your AoE of that banner get pretty much all of the missing HP as contested. So what you can do is get majorities or higher enemy to execution range, drop your shield or drop your banner, execute them, and get full HP, which means you can go from 1 HP to max HP instantly. Hopefully you heard that snap of a finger, just like that. Now, in a signature, I recommend emergency countermeasure. When your armor is depleted, reserve shot grenade automatically detonates at your position with a 120-second cooldown. Right? Not bad. You can go defensive mastery, but I see a lot of Majoris enemies, so not as huge. The armor advanced, you lose armor a lot, so it's kind of eh. But those are the perks for your perk tree, right? Now let's go over pistol quickly, because you have the bow pistol and the plasma pistol. I use a plasma pistol because I do charge shots. You want to pick the magazine capacity ones, so you get more shots. Excuse me. This is the perks you go with. You take bottom and then top. Take fast intake, so it cools faster. Rampage doesn't really hugely matter. You get supercharged shot, the third, which means you do more damage with charge shots, which is what I do a lot. And you get blast radius, so the charged shots do a bit of AoE. Then take Great Might, damage increased by 10% against terminus level enemies. Huge, because Neothropite or Carnivax or I forget which ones are the Chaos ones equivalent. Take more damage, huge. Plasma collection, so you get 20% more magazine capacity, and then 2 perpetual velocity for your shots to be charged 20% faster for each thing. Right? That is your plasma pistol. Now, for the melee, you have chainsword, power fist, and sword. I recommend sword. I recommend going with a fencing setup, right? At the end, you don't have a lot of cleaving potential, but you have huge speed and strength, which means you can get rid of Majorises. Since I fight Tyranids a lot, getting rid of those Majorises or higher faster will sever the link with Minorises, which means you have easier time. Now this is the perk. Set up mainly on the bottom. We'll take Perpetual Strength for more melee damage. As of defense, because you sometimes you use the power stance on Minorises and speed stance on Majorises or higher. Then you take another Perpetual Strength, more damage. A third one, 15% more damage, or 5 for each one. Tranquility, it's not bad. Slashing Blade for power, style, combo length increase. I don't really use as much. Tyranids Slayer, against any Tyranid, 10% massive. Kill Streak, I don't do light combos enough to kill those 10 enemies, which is kind of eh. Cutting Edge, power rate deals 50% more damage, which is really nice. Take Extremist Slayer and Majoris Slayer. Extremist Slayer makes you do 15% more damage against extremist enemies, and the Majoris is 10% against the Majoris level enemies. And that is the setup for Power Sword. And that is set up for your perk tree, for your plasma pistol, and your power sword, right? Now, that's pretty much it for the build itself. At the end, which is in a few seconds, you'll be seeing, well, more than a few seconds, you'll be seeing actual end run of Inferno on Ruthless. And before I let you guys watch that, do let me know how would you change this build, which perks you would take, which perks you wouldn't, and if you would use the same pistol and the same melee weapon. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to stay awesome. I'll see you in the next one. Enjoy the end run.